What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Real Fan Sportsman, the building with Nonfiction. As always, what's good, brother?
Man, I'm chilling, man. What's up with yourself? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I have a interesting video for us. We've done some comparisons with the NRL and the NFL. In this video, we're going to go ahead and watch a little comparison of baseball versus cricket. Now, I want to do a little disclosure for everybody. Obviously, we're going to be a little more in favor of baseball. I mean, baseball is our sport. We've watched it since we were kids. We played it since we were kids. You know, most of us started playing baseball at the age of like 3 years old. So, but we're going to get into it. I'm really interested to see how this breaks down, how these comparisons work, and you know, get a look. At the end of the day, they're both great sports. But let's dig into it.
We'll try to be as unbiased as possible.
We'll try. All right, let's see. Nin explains.
Baseball versus cricket. For some reason, I get a lot of people making adverse comments on my videos on baseball and cricket. Most of them are just trolling.
We've definitely seen that before.
But quite a lot of them seem to be misinformed. And I'm here to put that to bed once and for all. This video will destroy the myths that
I know that hurt.
Oh, right?
To the other sport and show you why it's a largely pointless argument to compare the two.
I like how he says this to start it off. And I think I've watched one half reaction of this video. This was made me think we should do it. Says that it's a largely just no need to make this comparison because they're so different. And all sports are. Like, you take them for what you take them for, man. They all have their different strategies, their different skill sets and everything like that. People that try to compare and say, oh, this is better than the other. Shut up. Shut up. Like, I'm just going to say it like that.
Now you done it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm doing it.
Before I get started, you know what to do. Subscribe and hit the bell.
He's swole.
I'm just about to say, my dude is huge.
Cricket fans about baseball. Cricket fans will always argue that it's harder to hit a cricket ball, but this is not true.
Interesting.
A show by ESPN Sports Science completely
one of my favorite shows of all time.
Great
The
show.
contact
Great
surface
show.
area of a baseball bat is significantly smaller than a cricket
Way
bat,
smaller, yeah.
which means putting the ball in play requires more accuracy with a baseball bat. This was demonstrated where a pro cricketer tried to hit with a baseball bat with relatively poor results, and a pro baseball player tries to hit with a cricket bat with significantly better results.
Because all that
The
space.
reaction time.
I'm not saying it looks easy, but because of that space, like if I had that playing baseball, oh man.
I'm telling you. But,
Going yard all the time.
the thing that makes it a lot different, I think they go in and talk about, at least I hope they do, is that with baseball, there's a square that the ball is supposed to go into. Cricket,
Yeah, of course.
it can go anywhere. So that
Oh, of
is
course.
what the
That's the
big
difficult-
difference
yeah.
is. Yeah, that's the difficult thing
Yeah.
when it comes to cricket.
Oh yeah.
Has to be quicker in baseball too. The distance between the wickets in cricket is roughly
See,
20
this I
meters.
didn't know.
The distance between
Yeah.
the pitching rubber and home plate, 18 meters.
I mean, that's a
Therefore,
difference
you
of
have-
that's a difference of what, 6 feet, something like that. It's about 6 feet difference. That's a significant amount whenever it comes to a ball coming flying at you 90 to 100 miles per hour.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Less time to think and react in baseball. This is not a myth. This is a scientifically proven fact. It is physically harder to hit a baseball with a baseball bat.
That's why home run hitters, like the
Cricket
dudes that
fans
can really
will
do it
argue that
on,
cricket ball is more
at any moment. That's why they're special when it comes to Major League Baseball. They're special.
That's why they get paid hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of $1 million. Like,
Very, very true.
Ball faster than baseball pitchers.
now, this is one that I saw in the comments a couple times, and I'm assuming that some of them just got it mixed up because they were telling me that they were throwing at like 130 miles per hour and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know about all that, but I was like, okay, I just liked it. I think they meant to say kilometers per hour is where they mixed up at.
Again, this is not true. The average speed of a cricket ball at the top level is 88 miles an hour.
That's
The
interesting.
average speed of a baseball pitch, 92 miles an hour. The fastest ever cricket ball, Shoaib Akhtar, 100.2 miles an hour.
We got
The
that.
fastest
Ooh.
ever baseball pitch, Aroldis Chapman, 105.1 miles an hour.
Thing was
Baseball
zooming.
wins.
Zooming.
Cricket fans argue that cricket is played by more people worldwide. This
See, that's one I thought was true. I thought cricket was a bigger sport
Yeah,
than baseball.
I knew that wasn't true because
Yeah.
most people in America don't. A lot of people don't even know about the cricket. You know what I'm saying? Even though cricket, well, I say here, and here it's like it's a lot of people that play baseball here, but they also come from other countries, so they don't know, But I know about it because it's from growing up and watching a lot of sports. I watch a lot of sports,
Right.
So,
Yeah, because I mean, I know
what's this? Click and just turn it off.
Yeah, true. Because I know, like baseball. I know, I know, like baseball wise, like U.S. is obviously like its main one, and then it's Japan. You got Dominican Republic, a couple of South American teams play baseball as well, but a lot of them are smaller countries. Japan is small. DR is small. So I thought that cricket was just a more worldwide known sport, but apparently it's not.
This is an annoying
I think so at first too.
As cricket is played by fewer countries where the populations are massive, and cricket fans use this to over-exaggerate popularity and therefore superiority. Baseball is played in more countries where the populations are significantly less. Baseball fans use this statistic to over-exaggerate popularity and therefore superiority.
Yep. I love how he calls it. I love how he calls out both sides.
Countries is not an accurate measure of how many people actually play the sport in these countries. To me, this does not dictate how popular a sport actually is.
No.
Cricket fans deem baseball inferior because baseball players use a glove to catch the ball. Making fun of a sport because they use equipment for safety reasons is incredibly shallow. Baseball players use gloves as a safety measure.
Oh man, the comments I'm waiting for. I just know it.
I already know they're gonna be bad, right? Look, guys, and debate with us in the comments. Like, we don't mind. You can come and trash us. Just keep it respectful. I mean, we're gonna be respectful with y'all, so keep it respectful with us too. And again, it goes down to toughness. I mean, big shout to those to cricket players that don't use a glove, that have dealt with broken fingers, hands, and all this. Like, yeah, for sure. Does it make it easier catching with a glove? Is it safer? Yes, but does that make it easier, so to speak? I mean, I'm not too sure on that.
When a ball is 90-something miles an hour, when it comes off the pitcher's mound and it hits that bat, it's coming at you at 100+ miles an hour. So if I'm catching that line drive, damn right I want a glove.
Yeah, I mean, some of those balls when they're exiting out the stadium, their exiting velocity is like 120 to 130 miles per hour, and like you're talking about, line drives, and it's also the strategy between the different sports. Like with baseball, there's line drives that are getting sent. With cricket, because it's a longer style of game, especially in test. When they're hitting, like they're putting some speed on it, but they're more directing that ball and using its initial velocity to go across. Just to get a couple runs in. With baseball, they're cracking at it. The only time you're ever going to see them hit like soft is bunts, and sometimes they'll do like little check swings just to try and slip it through a gap. But it's not common. Most of the time, those balls are flying at you at over 100 miles per hour.
Yes.
Of catching a ball without a glove. And any cricket fans who disagree with that, what's this then? What's that? What's that thing that the wicketkeeper has on his hands? Oh yeah, it's gloves. This argument is largely hypocritical. I'm all for player safety, and I condemn those who make fun of things that make a sport safe to play, especially if it's safety for kids. You literally are a disgusting scumbag if you make fun of safety measures.
Lord Jesus, okay?
On the other side of it.
Hey, Nin said that, not us, all right? He's the one that called it. We didn't call y'all scumbags, all right?
Nin, if you ever see this reaction, thank you. Thank you.
Baseball fans will argue that the cricket ball is easier to hit, and therefore it's easier to score runs. But that's not necessarily true. Yes, we've scientifically proven that it is harder to physically hit a baseball, but it's certainly not easier to score runs because of it. In baseball, generally there's 3 ways that you can be out: struck out, caught out, or run out. In cricket, there's 10.
Wow.
And not only do you have to defend your wickets, you also have to defend yourself. Because in baseball, if you're hit on the pitch, you get to cry about it a little and then get a free pass to first base. In cricket, if you're hit by a ball and subsequently hurt from it, it's perfectly legal.
That face, bro. That face. But that does make a big difference.
Kids. Oh yeah, big.
And especially with like strategy wise too, because I mean, you'll see if you ever watch baseball, there's moments where they know a big hitter's coming up that's known for hitting home runs. They walk them on purpose. They won't throw the ball to hit him, but they'll throw it outside of the zone for where he can hit it to intentionally walk him.
If this was the 80s, they just hit him.
Yeah, they just hit him. True.
And if it strikes your leg in front of the wicket,
Make him earn
you're
that base.
out.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. The LBW, where if it hits your leg, but the trajectory wise puts it into the wickets, you're still out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
I think that's
Me
very
too.
interesting. Yeah.
Throwing at the batsman is not only perfectly fine, but encouraged.
Oh,
A bowler could bounce the ball at your head with every ball, and it'd
Ooh.
be perfectly acceptable. Can you score runs efficiently if they're gunning for your face? Debatable.
that's a good point.
Baseball fans will argue that it's easier to put the ball in play in cricket. But that's not true either. It's not enough to just make contact with the ball. It's putting the ball in play without being out.
Yeah.
In baseball, you hit the ball between the foul lines, which forms this 90-degree area. You hit the ball outside the foul lines, you're not out unless you're caught in foul territory. But a cricket batsman has to be able to hit 360 degrees
Yeah, 360.
around.
That's a big difference.
Yes, they have to be adept at hitting the ball behind them as well as in front and at their sides. And even then, they could still be caught or run out, as opposed to being let off with just a foul ball in baseball.
Yeah, very true. I mean, think about how many times in baseball when they hit it over the top of them, they get underneath it too much and it flies into the back net. How if the field was 360, could it resulted in an out? That's a good point.
Yes, there are bigger gaps in the field because the fielding team has to cover more ground, but there's a lot more to think about than just hitting a ball with all your might. In cricket, you have to be more selective with what you hit, because once you're
Very
out,
true.
you don't
Yeah.
get another chance to bat. You are done. Baseball
Yeah, forget about that. The strategy is definitely different. I feel like there are ways that it's more complex. I mean, with baseball, without getting into like super technical, it's just a matter of are we setting up the most strategic thing other than hit the ball is scenario based. You know, you might have somebody on second, so you might hit a sacrifice fly because you only have one out, or you might lay out a sac bunt or something like that. That's as far as strategy really goes. Other than that, it's hitting the field. And I know there's more to it than that, but the basis. Cricket, there's a lot of strategy that goes on to where you hit, when you hit, how you hit, how you're going to run the bases. Are you going to take off and run? Are you going to stay there depending on where it went? There's a lot that that's involved in it.
Yep, strategy.
fans will argue that cricket bowlers have no skill whatsoever.
That's stupid. I hate
But
that
it could be
comment.
argued that they
Yeah,
have
that's a bad statement.
in baseball.
We get that one
pitchers
so
stand
much
in their
with the
place.
NFL and all this stuff that, they have no skill. Like, are you kidding me? Like, all these sports are extremely skillful. Come on now. They're the best at what they do.
Anywhere along the crease, on either side of the wicket. They can throw the ball on the full, like in baseball where it doesn't hit the ground, or they can bounce the ball from the floor. They can fast bowl it, spin it, hook it, roll it, either at the wicket, at the gaps around the wicket, or at the player themselves. Whilst we've proven that they don't throw as fast, they use infinitely more tricks to try and get the batsman out. This, unlike what the myth suggests, requires skill.
It actually does.
Baseball fans will argue that cricket is long and boring.
That was so
Not
funny.
exactly covering themselves with glory on this one. But the reason
Right. There's definitely some baseball games that are very long and boring. Even if you're a
That's why they
big
made the new
baseball
rules.
fan.
Yeah, that's why they
they're-
made those rules. Yeah.
Exactly. The MLB's even gone as far as to try and speed up the game because of how long and boring it has been at times. So, yeah, if you're saying cricket's long and boring, you just, man, please stop.
I think
Because
with
baseball can be
fans,
that
the
as
reason
well.
why they say it is because those long games, they don't happen often. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
not like, you have a 22-hour game. It's, you've seen games that go have gone 9 hours because
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
teams just can't get people out, but with the new rules, it's less likely for that to happen ever again,
Mhm.
The reason baseball fans say this is because of test matches. Due to their format, they can take anywhere up to 5.
And that's just
play.
one specific format as
Yeah,
well.
that's
I mean, you
yeah,
got
that's
ODI,
not
you
all
got
of them,
T20.
yeah.
Right.
The same cannot be said about the newer format, T20, where some of the games are shorter than Major League Baseball games. It all depends on which format you're watching.
Exactly.
And as for the boring part, that's a subjective opinion rather
Very
than an
true.
objective
Very
fact.
true.
Yeah.
In short, whilst I've categorically
preference.
destroyed the myths surrounding each sport, this video has largely been a waste of time. Because they're two different sports. It's kind of like comparing an
I like
apple
men,
to
man.
a lemon. Lemon fanboys will argue that lemons are better because they're more yellow. Apple fanboys will argue that apples are better because they begin with the letter A. You could invent any metric to support
Oh, I'm not gonna say nothing right now.
But it's not a fair comparison. Because, read my lips, they are two different sports.
Yeah.
Oh, and contrary to both sets of fans saying things like cricket is an inferior copy of baseball, or baseball is an American derivative of cricket, neither one of those is true.
This was interesting.
Because
I didn't know
they
this.
were and always have been two completely separate sports.
It's not a
They
direct
were
copy.
invented around about the same time.
No, they were even. He's about to say it now. They were even
I know
created
that, but-
around the same time.
No, I know that, but if you read the story of how it was started, the guy who created baseball, he got some of the ideas from cricket.
Yeah.
He didn't. It's not a copy. It's not a carbon copy, but the ideas of the players, the positions, a lot of that comes from cricket.
I mean, if we really want to like dig into that argument that people have, even cricket is a copy of another sport at some point in time. I mean, sports and things like that have been taken since the Roman ages, like BC and stuff like that. Like they all grow and change off of what they've seen in the past and have accumulated their own rules and strategies and stuff like that.
Fanboys of either one wants to be the bigger man or the bigger person, just to say mine is better. They're both entertaining sports to watch, and you have your preference, and that's fine.
Yeah,
but don't degrade somebody else for their preference.
Exactly.
In two completely separate sports. They were invented around about the same time with no common heritage or overlap other than the fact that both sports originated in England. There is no sport that is objectively better, as the objectives are completely different for each one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, both sports are played with a bat and a ball, but that's where the similarities end. The real question is, which sport do you prefer? That is up to you.
And
If you've enjoyed this video,
the
please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comment section below.
Yeah, he thought he got that, but it didn't. It got you. That ball got the best of you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Oh, but you know what? I like this kind of video just because it literally is based off of like facts and the opinions that other people make, showing that, oh, that's actually not a fact. That is just an opinion. You know, at the end of the day, all these sports are great. It's how you take in and what you enjoy more. Like, I mean, personally wise, I still enjoy watching baseball more than I enjoy watching cricket, but I have extremely enjoyed learning cricket. And maybe whenever it gets to a point where I feel like I know everything, maybe it might change. For now, it's staying with baseball, but it's also what I grew up on. You know, like I said, playing since we're 3.
And
it's
that's
engraved.
the thing, when you grow up on something, of course, the love for that is stronger. And that's what people need to understand. Like, we understand that people who watch these videos and have their strong opinions, you grew up with it. It's been there your whole life. So you have your strong opinion. But just remember, we grew up with baseball and basketball and football. So that's why we have our strong opinions. So, you know, we don't dislike or discredit anybody for liking these sports. We appreciate the conversation. Just don't come for our heads when we have our opinions, because it's just an opinion. It's ours.
Well, this has been a good one. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe, and keep the comments entertaining, man. But keep them, keep them family friendly to an extent. Don't come at nobody's necks over a dang sport. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. We will see y'all in the next video. Cheers.
Peace out.